Hey everybody, Cinephile Mike is here, and we are in Season 4 of Award Season Reviews. 98 reviews coming at you in 98 days, counting down to the 98th Academy Awards. Now, quick reminder before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss a single day of award season reviews because they are coming. And look, I want to make sure that you see everything you need to see. So, we are in our second theme week of the season. We are in Gotham Week, looking at those films that were nominated for and or won these awards, or others. As we're heading into the weekend, I am talking about Mubi's The Mastermind. Written and directed by Kelly Reichardt, the film had its run this past fall. Set in the 1970s of Massachusetts, The Mastermind centers on James Blaine J.B. Mooney, played by Josh O'Connor, an unemployed carpenter who hatches a bold plan to steal a handful of paintings from a small local art museum. Scraping together money through some questionable means and assembling a shaky crew including Guy Hickey, played by Eli Gelb, and Ronnie Gibson, played by Javion Allen, JB positions himself as the brains behind the operation, convinced this is his chance to finally prove his worth and outsmart the system. Now, the heist itself quickly draws unwanted attention, and what begins as a seemingly contained crime spirals outward, as they always tend to do, right? As law enforcement closes in and trust among those involved begins to fray, Jamie finds himself under increasing pressure from all sides. Criminals looking for leverage, authorities searching for answers, and family members forced to confront the consequences of his choice, including his frustrated wife Terry, played by Alana Haim, his sons Carl and Tommy, played by Sterling and Jasper Thompson, and his parents Bill and Sarah, played by Bill Camp and Hope Davis. On the run and running out of options, JB drifts from place to place, clinging to this belief that he can somehow regain control of his story. Going so far as to reach out to former classmates Fred, played by John Magaro, and Maud, played by Gabby Hoffman, he tries to determine his next steps. But as his situation grows more and more unstable, the mastermind follows a man whose confidence in his own intelligence might be the very thing leading him towards a collapse. And then we set this against the backdrop of social unrest in our country, which was already at the time in a little bit of upheaval. Kelly Reichardt has really crafted a fascinating story here. One that, it very much has a plot, but also feels intentionally elusive. The Mastermind often writes narrative checks that it doesn't quite cash, and I'll be honest, it leaves the ending a little frustrating. At the same time, though, there's something really compelling about how this film resists the easy payoff. It's never fully a heist movie, but it's not exactly an anti-heist film either. And I guess it's that uneasy duality, those two sides that keep you leaning forward, unsure of what kind of story you're waiting to see unfold. Now, where the film truly excels is its design and visual language. This is one of those movies where you don't just see the period, you feel the period. The production and costume design are the strongest elements by far, some of the strongest I've seen this year, and they never feel like polished or Hollywood, like we're going to do a period film. Christopher Blauvelt's cinematography, paired with the work of production designer Anthony Gasparo, art director Charles Vargas, set decorator Amy Beth Silver, and costume designer Amy Roth, really places us squarely in this era in a way that feels lived in and natural. I know I don't always recognize each of these individual jobs, but for this film, I had to. It's essential to what makes it work, makes it believable. Now, performances, Josh O'Connor once again proves why he is quietly becoming one of the most compelling actors working right now. He has 4 movies that have been out in theaters within this little award season, with The Mastermind, Rebuilding, The History of Sound, and the recent Wake Up Dead Man, the new Knives Out film. He's everywhere, and I am here for it. His performance is subtle, controlled, and layered, playing one way on the surface, but always with that glimmer in his eyes that makes you question his motives. He's doing a lot of the heavy lifting here, especially when the script starts to feel thin. And while the writing can feel a little frustrating, the film does offer an intriguing look at a specific moment in American history and the mindset of the time. I'll admit, this is one of those films that I really wanted to love it more than I did, but that doesn't necessarily make it bad. It just makes it interesting in a way that sticks with you, even if it doesn't fully satisfy. Now, let's talk box office and awards. With a small release, the film didn't shatter box office records. It made $1,096,845 domestically and $358,808 internationally for a worldwide total of $1,455,653. Now, critically, the film was very mixed. On the critic side, from 138 reviews, the film sits with a 90% score. But, according to over 50 audience reviews, not many but enough to post, the film has a popcorn meter spilled over at 50%. So some of those audience reviews may have kept other people from going to check this one out. Now, award season-wise, the film received 2 Gotham nominations, one for Josh O'Connor for Outstanding Lead Performance, and one for Kelly Reichardt for Best Director. Additionally, the film was named one of the top 10 independent films of the year by the National Board of Review. Aside from this, there are no other major awards recognition. However, it did share in several nods and wins in different festivals across the states and overseas. As for its Oscar chances, I don't think there's enough here. However, let this be my words into the ether who have this film considered at least for production design. It is that strong. Although I believe those shortlists have been announced, so I have to double check if it's there. Not sure if it was. So where do I land on this film? Well, the Mastermind is a struggle for me. There are parts I love and parts that frustrate. So I think I need to just kind of send this one down the middle of the road and give it a solid 3 stars. Now, if you would like to watch or rewatch this flick, as of this recording and posting, the Mastermind is streaming exclusively on Mubi. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me for episode 12 of Awards Season Review Season 4. We're going to be doing this every day for the next 86 days, so stay tuned. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and drop your thoughts in the comments. You can follow me everywhere on social platforms, on Letterboxd, and, of course, head over to my website, cinephilemike.com, for even more reviews and movie goodness. I'll be back tomorrow with the next review, and until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.